Play or pass?
Player pass, Katana Zero. You know, I usually don't like these pixel art games, but I was pleasantly surprised with Katana Zero. I've been playing this on Game Pass. The picture you see in the background, your character is to the left. Alright, you see your character, I don't know what his name is. You see an arrow down to a lamp. And then to the right, there's a door you're going to open. And you got 4 thugs there. Now, the one thug leaning beside the door, he doesn't have a weapon. The other thug to the right side, he doesn't have a weapon. But those 2 guys sitting on the chairs with the weird hairdos, they're going to have swords. So you have to make a decision before you open that door how you're going to handle all of them. Okay? So sometimes I would lose this scenario. Every time I picked up the lamp and through the lamp, when I got to the door, I lost the scenario. I don't know why. So in a way, I think the lamp is kind of pointless. All right, there's other things you can pick up. There's one period of the game, and I dropped down, and there was 2 enemies on either side of me, which is kind of tricky. But there's a machete or a meat cleaver that I picked up, and I threw it to one side, took care of the one guy, then used my katana, cutting up the other guy. That's what I like about this game. Is, you know, it's not just a dumb hack and slash game. You got to make choices, okay? So, the scenario where I won this was when I opened the door, I slowed down time, I cut the one guy in half, and I timed it perfectly when those 2 people got off the couch, timed it perfectly, the sword strokes, when I hit against their swords. Usually you'll have to hit against their sword once, and then that stuns them, that phases them, and then you cut them in half. Now to the right side, you see a laser. Sometimes there's lasers on the walls, and then you will have to slide through the laser. Then there's other things like fans. And the fans can be tricky. You have to slow down time with the left trigger and slide with the right trigger through. Now, the top right corner you see, the X is your sword swing, and the B is the grab. Like I said, you can grab things like lamps, you can grab, little meat cleavers, things of that nature. I'm about an hour into the game, so I don't know what else you can grab. Maybe there's a lot of different things later on. But basically, those are the 2 functions, okay? And you got your jump button. You can go side to side when you're going up an area, bounce off the walls. And it really, you feel like a samurai. You feel like a ninja. And the coolest thing about it, I think, is, like I said, the having to think out what you're going to do before you do it. And it's not just, mindless. There's actually decisions that you will make. Like there's one instance to where, and you might have seen it in some of my gameplay on the last couple uploads, to where you go to save somebody, and then they had a thing on their neck, and the bad guy explodes it, and then there's 3 people with laser cannons that are coming up to shoot you. I lost that a couple times before I realized, okay, there was something in what the guy said to the guys, the thugs, hey, mind the lasers, that was kind of like an indicator of what you're supposed to do. So the scenario was they went up the stairs and they were waiting behind the lasers. So then I clicked off the lasers they went through, and I hit the button really quick again, and then they all disintegrated. There's a part of me that wanted to do it without that, and I tried to figure out different ways, and this is the fun of it, trying to figure out different ways to kill people, all right? But I wasn't successful in that. Like I said, I'm about an hour into the game. Another interesting aspect is going through the foreground to the background. There might be some lasers on the wall, and you actually have to go outside, and you can't see the enemies as well outside, so it can be tricky. I can only imagine how tough it can get maybe at night when you can't see enemies. There might be some, that pop out of an elevator, and you have to be on your guard, at those times. A very simplistic game. I don't know what the pricing of this is, because like I said, I got it on Game Pass, so I can't tell you if it's a good deal or not outside of Game Pass. But as far as it comes to Game Pass, and if you should play this or pass on it, definitely play Katana Zero.
Radical.